So lift my nuts and pull back on my tool one click. Welcome back to the channel. A buddy needs help putting a motor in his Camaro. I'm not sure what year it is, but I said I would do it. You didn't have to get it all clean on my account. She looks good though. All right, so we got a plan. 400 horse small block right there, freshly rebuilt. New transmission, freshly rebuilt with a shift kit, of course, so that's bonus. That's the car it's going in. We're gonna push this out to the street, use his new Bronco, pull that up on the trailer, and we're gonna hit the road and head for home. I can't believe he's trusting me with this damn thing. I'm absolutely gonna do a burnout with it when I'm done. Shh, don't tell him.
Go!
You gotta push the brake all the way to the floor to get it to work. Straighten out. No, straighten, not brake. Turn her more. Other way, other way, other way. Let's not hit their house. More.
I'm watching them circle.
Turn it to the right a little bit, Grant.
Right.
All right. That way. Not sharp, just a little bit. We're gonna have to go past the trailer and come forward. So crank it to your right. Crank it, crank it, crank it. Stop. It's the most expensive thing I've ever bought other than a house.
Back.
Slow down.
Slow, slow, slow. Up.
Right here. All right, Wade. You got tension now. Back up a little. Watch your toes. All right.
Keep going.
Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. All right, there she is, all loaded up, easy peasy, nothing to it at all. I put it on backwards, that way when I get home I can just drive her straight into the garage, and then the nose is in the front of the garage is where I want it, or the back of the garage, however you want to look at it, but I like it, looks good. We'll get her home, get her unloaded, and we'll get going.
Yeah.
Yeah, you ready? Oh, look, she's got her AC on today. Must be warm. My one tire here is looking a little iffy. It's not wearing very well. It's very high there. I don't know if the belting's going bad on the inside or what. So I'll probably just pick up a can of Fix-A-Flat so when that blows out, I got something to fix it with. But we're gonna hit the road either way and head for home and get this thing unloaded. I'm sure my neighbors are super happy to see me bring another car home, but luckily this one isn't mine. Luckily. For them. Maybe. Maybe not. Alright, put it there. Don't screw up. Stop. Put it in park.
It's already in park.
Well, while I had the extra help here, I did get the hood taken off. We set that up on top of the car. When we did that, we learned we had a stowaway. We got a little mouse critter in this car somewhere. I'm hoping it's staying in the car because I don't want that crap in my house. All this stuff I've brought back to my house, the Ford Custom, the Model A, this truck, the Bel Air, everything, the truck. Just never had a mouse. Then I bring this little guy home. It's actually in reasonable shape. And there's a freaking mouse in it. So I sent Wade to go get some mouse traps. We're gonna put some mouse traps in and around this thing. And if he's anywhere near, we're gonna hopefully snatch his little butt up and properly and ethically dispose of him. That's where we're at. I'm not gonna get going on this tonight because it's been a long, hot day.
Come on, buddy. Come on out.
Well, it's the next day. It's a lot cooler in them morning hours than it is in them afternoon, blazing hot sun hours. The motor's not here yet. That should be showing up today with the transmission so I can start shoehorning that whole works in there. But I mean, look at the parts here that have got to go into it. It's like a real deal. Who's this organized and has this many parts ready to go at the time you're doing the project? Certainly not this guy. Anywho, we got a new gas tank here we got to get in. So I think that's going to be step number one. We'll just get that knocked out. Get a couple straps, drop it down, disconnect the fuel line, slap her back up in there, 2 brand new straps, and away we go. Now that I'm looking at it, the best course of action is going to be getting this car up off the ground a little bit. I'm a big, I mean I'm big, but I'm tall, and the lower to the ground things are, the more difficult it is for me. So I don't have a lift, so it's gonna be the old caveman jack and jack stands setup we got going on, because I can't barely get my arm under this damn thing. Anti-death test. Doesn't want to move. She's rock solid, just like a Chevy should be. And just so we're clear, we went all the way to the top floor. I want to make sure I can get underneath and on top, 0 issues. We should be golden. Well, you know, it doesn't always go to plan. My plan was to be out here nice and early this morning, working the cool, get some stuff knocked off the list on this Camaro, but that didn't work. Nope, sure didn't. Had other things that were more pressing I needed to do first. Life, it happens. So, now it's the heat of the afternoon. It's like a bazillion degrees out there, just the way I like it, so it's perfect. You'll see some sweat going on here, I'm sure, later. And we're gonna get cranking on this thing because I want to get it done. This is how I roll. Still, that gas tank up in there needs to come out. We got the AC cranked up on a high, so that's going good. Yep, okay. Oh, that's under my eyes. I think this should come out pretty easy. Just a couple straps there. I'm sure it's empty. Nope, that sounds pretty full. Oh, I've done some exhaust work that's been shoddy, but I don't know. I hope they didn't have an exhaust shop do that. You know, and anybody else looking at these era Camaros, you gotta make sure you check your frame rails back here because they're notorious for rotting out, and this is a prime example. This one isn't the worst I've ever seen. It's definitely not the best I've ever seen, though. This will need some attention at some point. I'll make sure I let them know about that. That actually came out pretty painlessly. I'm kind of impressed with myself on that deal. I would venture to guess more than half a tank, so whatevs, it's out. I'm guessing it's been out at least once before because it's all painted. It's all painted up underneath there really well. We got a whole new unit we're gonna put in, and let's do that. It's one of these boxes. I'm sure we'll find which one it's in. I mean, it could possibly be the one with the big, you know, the hoo-ha sticking out of it. So shiny. And a new sending unit. It's an awful large box for what's in it, but I suppose it's got this big long bendy thing on it. Well, this took me about 2 seconds to find the first problem with the parts he's got. It's not his fault, it's just things happen like this. All this has is a feed to feed the carburetor. What he needs is a return and a feed for this setup. Hence, 1 line, 2 lines. That's just a vent. That's on the tank. We're good there. The motor showed up. Small block 350, Vortec heads, 400-ish horsepower on the dyno. Not bad for a little old Camaro. Should be a pretty good little ripper. I started filling up the converter last night. You can't see it. It's in that box over there, but started putting fluid in the converter last night because there's a new torque converter going on this thing as well. So I'm gonna get that thing all filled up. I gotta change the water pump. We'll get the converter into the transmission. I gotta put a fuel pump on. Thermostat housing neck has gotta go on. So there's just little doodads here and there that have gotta get done. We'll get the whole unit mated together, and then I think I'm going to try and get the whole thing snaked up in there. That's what I'm going to work on this morning. Well, being the new pump is just gray, the pump I took off of the motor was black. Looks really good against that shiny blue motor. No, it's not really my style, but you know, whatever. Anywho, against my better judgment, I got some rebuild paint on the shelf. I'm gonna just give her a light little spritz and see if I can't make it look similar to what it was when you got it from the dyno. I am a little concerned because the nozzle's a little wonky. I'm sure it's gonna spray fine, hopefully. We'll see. We'll just go with it. It wasn't properly shook up. Oops, it's fine, he won't notice. There. She looks near brand new. I mean, it is brand new, so that's probably why it looks like that. But it's shiny and black. That's gonna look really good on there. I think I missed my calling. When you're doing projects like this, you gotta make sure you save your bolts because you're probably gonna need them again. And I mean, I guess even if it's a Gatorade bottle, that works at least. Hopefully they're all in here. I'm not really sure. We're just gonna cut the top off of this because trying to get them out of that hole is not gonna be fun. So we're gonna make it a little more accessible for Simon because that's what I want. And I gotta put the fuel pump on this thing. And I'm hoping the bolts for that are in here. Otherwise, we'll be going to the hardware store. I want to say these are them. But these have that nice flange head on them, so they can distribute the pressure equally. Further, wider, in more area. I don't know. I see I gotta scrape that a little bit too. Where did I put that razor bolt? Oh, but these bolts are definitely too short. I gotta find longer bolts. Oh, quick trip to the local hardware store. We got a little longer bolt. They're about a 1/2 inch longer, so it should be good. Let's see if we can't, yeah, get this in here. Torqued. If this was mine, I would just snug it up, but it's not, so we'll try and torque it correctly. Let's see what I can do this without making a huge mess. Try to get as much shiny fluid in here as I can, but it takes a lot to get it all circulated through these things. Come on. There she goes. I think she went all the way in that time. Just keep spilling red everywhere. Sorry about your expensive transmission fluid. Oh, this got a lot heavier. We got her. Where's my tools? I gotta go get a couple more of these bolts. They just had random generic bolts in there before, but I really like these flange bolts. They're really good for helping disperse the load. So I'm gonna get a couple more of those. It's definitely on the dowels. It's definitely in. I am nervous. I'm not nervous anymore. I can move the torque converter freely. That means it was set back far enough. It's not binding up, so we should be good there. Yeah, and this baby will be almost all wrapped up and ready to bloop, bloop, drop in. I mean, I say bloop, bloop, drop in, but we know it's not gonna be that easy. Experience tells me I know it's not gonna be that easy. I got the rest of the bolts in the transmission, so that's all bolted up nice and snug and tight. I gotta get underneath and look at the converter to see what we're gonna need for the bolting situation there, because I don't know. We got time to figure that out. Kind of getting my bearings with what parts we got and what parts we still need. Found the clamshells, also known as the motor mounts, that go on the motor side, that clamp over on the end, on the frame side.
The next day.
Well, Wade showed up and he brought me the rest of the parts, fingers crossed, hopefully, that we need. These were the main thing I was waiting for. Hooker headers. They look really nice, really nice. Hopefully they're for this specific car, otherwise they could be a bitch. They are supposed to be for a Camaro / Firebird, so they should fit relatively well. I just kind of wanted, you know, set them in here a little bit in case there wasn't a whole lot of room, or I don't know. I've had problems with exhaust headers before. Yeah, I already dropped the header and it landed down there as soon as I turned the camera off. So that was cool to miss. But I'm gonna fix this. This is the power wire down to the starter, which for some reason, I'm kind of scared to even undo that tape. I'm probably just gonna cut it off. But they've wired one wire into 2 wires into 1 connector. You would almost thought it was me who did this. I promise it wasn't me. There. I mean, the whole doubled up wire thing, maybe it was okay. I'm not really sure. I didn't think it looked very safe. It didn't look like it was done very well. Now he's got a solid wire, the same size, all the way down to the starter. Can only be better. Ideally, I guess you would want to run a whole new wire and blah, 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 blah. People do things right stuff, but at least this is safe. So the motor mount clamshells here, one of them's got a welded nut on it. I don't know which side it goes on. So I'm gonna roll the dice and put it on the passenger side, because that's the side the fuel pump's on. Maybe that has something to do with it. Otherwise, I got no idea. So we're just gonna shoot from the hip and go for passenger side. So I kind of zip tied the headers in there off to the side, just in case there's any fitment issues once the motor's plumped in there. I'm probably just being a little cautious, because last time I did something like this with a big block, I had to take the motor back out to put the exhaust in, then put the motor in. So small block, probably not a problem. I'm not taking a chance though. I put my Dexter bag here on the transmission in case she decides to want to bleed all over my floor. I don't want it to. And I pulled all the spark plugs out. So yeah, let's put this baby in. Please don't tip over. Almost forgot I wasn't working on rust. I probably should try and protect the paint. It'd be really nice if I had somebody here to help lift this over and push, or vice versa. We'll see if we can make it happen. Easy, killer. Got wires in your way? Just zip tie them out of the way for now. Deal with it later. Make it a future whoever problem. Easy does it, Simon. Take your time. Don't force it. Oh, little by little. We're doing perfect. This is going, I'm just gonna shut up. Oh no! Perfect. This is going, I'm just gonna shut up. This is a problem I did not foresee. Huh. Let's bring this little guy down and see how close we are. We might have to set her down, readjust and rehook her or something, maybe. I don't really know at this point. Well, it's official. The headers are screwing me already. We got her though. Okay, how are we going to address this problem? We need to go back, I don't know, a foot, and we are pegged out here. Did not see this coming at all. All right, so I found a block of wood. I kind of shoved that up under there. I jacked the rear end of the trans up with the jack. Kind of just set it down. I moved it to the first hole. I know it's probably not gonna give me what I need, but it's gonna get me really close, I think. Or closer. I gotta do something because I'm out of extension here, so it's got it, somehow we gotta get it in there. Uh-oh, we just fell off the jack. That's not good. So I guess that header's gonna go down there for now. Oh, Houston, we have a problem. That's as far as my reach as I have. And that's how much farther we gotta go. This has to go back here. That's not good. Luckily, I've still got some chain in my scrap pile over that I haven't welded to anything yet, so that's a bonus. Don't drop this on the windshield, Simon.
So passionate, every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative when you should be getting.
That didn't hit the floor. Let's just not tell Wade we were standing on the car. So that's up there now.
I got facts over tracks, this and that, spitting slow, speaking fast, I can roast, I can gas, think I'm okay at last. But
now we have more reach. Hopefully it's not too far back. Actually, I think we can get this hoist out of here now. We don't even need this right now because it's useless to me. Here we go. How are we looking, Simon? I can't tell. Haha, that side fell. We were so close. What happened? So, yeah. I don't think these headers are gonna work with the heater core and everything in here. Not gonna work. Still got another couple inches to go down, and we're already tight against the motor and tight against that, and it's gonna go further back yet. So after all that, I'm just gonna drop the headers out of the way completely, get the motor set in there, and then we'll see if they're gonna work or not. I did Google the part number that he ordered, and they should fit. So I'm not sure why they're not, but they are for a street stock dirt track car, so maybe the thought is that that's just not there. I don't know. So I'm just gonna get the motor in and go from there. The Eagle has landed. We're on the clamshells. We're looking good. Now I just gotta get bolts in and, you know, stuff like that. Well, it's official. Those headers are not going in. The old ones are going back in. Now, I'm not one to criticize people's work because I know the quality of my work sometimes. But, I mean, that's your emergency brake cable welded to the exhaust pipe. I'm guessing he just welded it there to get it out of the way, but come on, people. Even I have my standards. So this Took a lot of brain scratching and thinking and trying to figure out how all this went back together. Yeah, I was there when it came apart, but that was 2 frickin' years ago, and well, I haven't put a power steering unit on a small block Chevy or a big block Chevy in about, I don't know, 8, 9, 10 years, so I'm not used to that whole fancy thing. But we gotta figure it out. That's basically how it's supposed to be. Some of it's not tight yet because I gotta get correct bolts, and the bolt supply I have to work with is minimal at best. So it's gonna be lots of runs to the hardware store to get the right stuff that we need for this, because we want it right for the guy. Also, I'm probably gonna have to figure out if this is gonna work or line up. I don't think there was ever a spacer in here before, and wouldn't be the first one I put together without a spacer in here, so that'll be okay. But if I can make it work, get a bolt and a spacer and make everything line up, it'll be perfect. But now, the real issue I'm having, this, that's not gonna jive. No, that's definitely not gonna work. My first instinct is to just cut this off here, put it where it needs to be, weld it all up, call her good, give her a little rebuild in a can, and she'll be golden. This isn't my car, it's not my money, so I will find out what he wants me to do. So I'm gonna ask. God, I hate being boxed in with rules. So I got the blessing. We can cut this up, make it work, weld it back together, whatever I need to do. This guy right here, me, make that work, get this thing back on the road. Basically, we're just gonna kick the can down the road and deal with it another day. But for today, we're gonna make it work. I'm gonna get the pulley on here, I'm gonna get a belt on, and I wanna make sure that this is all bolted up where it needs to be. So when I do this, I don't do it wrong. I don't do it more wrong than it could be. You know, I'm gonna try and do it less wrong, is what I'm saying. I want it to work. I don't want to cut and chop multiple times. So put a belt on it, make sure everything looks good. Then I can mark and cut and weld and make it happen, Captain, is all I'm saying.
But I don't know if that can erase all the past and the pettiness. A reflection of the emptiness, hilarious. You think you're with my time, you're delirious. Mysterious, because you hide behind a fake exterior, inferior.
Show you what I'm coming up with here. Right, wrong, or indifferent, it's what I'm gonna do. So I cut the tab off, bolted that down, so this is tight, this is secure and tight. I found some flat stock wherever I put it, right here. That's still a little warm because I just cut it. My plan is, well, this is not easy to do with these gloves on. My plan is basically, we're gonna set this guy in here like so, weld it all back together, let her cool, and she'll be good to go. Hopefully, I'm thinking. I'm guessing. Maybe. I don't know. I probably should move that camera. I am guaranteed to get weld splatter on it. I feel like my AC is blowing my damn gas away on me. Maybe we can block it a little bit. Nothing appears to be on fire, so that's good. Why does it do that? Yeah, so we'll just let that cool off naturally. I don't know what happened here. This just looks like a goober. Back there looks fine. I don't know, but just kept... It's doing something right here. It just kept popping, and I don't know. Maybe there was some oil there I didn't see. But it'll be good enough for this project. Alright, so I'm working on the power steering pump brackets here again, because I go from exhaust to alternator to spark plugs, and now we're gonna put power steering. I might have ADHD. I'm not really sure. Anywho, trying to figure out the bracket situation we got going on here, and there needs to be a spacer here. I've gone through all the parts and bolts. I've gone through everything I have, and I cannot find said spacer. So either it didn't exist when we took this out, or it has been lost in the last 2 years of this car just rolling around. So we gotta come up with a solution. Somewhere along the line, I had come up with this, I don't even know what it is, but it's a sleeve of some sort. She's pretty thick. I'm not even gonna guess how thick that is. I'll get it wrong. Either way, I got her marked out. That's kind of a straight line. It's straight enough for what we're doing. I'm gonna buzz this out of here. Then we'll just drop her in here. That should fit. I didn't actually check to see if the bolt was gonna fit in there, but now I just looked at it. There should be no problem with that. So we're basically just making a bushing, a spacer, a collar. We're making one of these. I'm gonna do my best here to cut as straight as possible. I'm also probably gonna fail, but we'll do what we can. Now remember, Simon, just take your time. It's not a race. It's not a race. That's actually relatively not crooked. She's got a little wobble to it, but that'll be fine. Oh, that's still hot. Frickin' perfect. Come on. Even you guys have to be impressed with that, don't ya? Awesome, it worked perfect. Now we should work on that alternator bracket. I bet that's cooled off now. Yep, definitely cooled off. I just don't, why did it do that? Did it look good? Why? Oh, I'll never figure this welding thing out. All right, so I did put a little more weld on there. I think it looks better. I'm gonna grind it out a little bit so it's smoother and see if I got some red paint. If not, it might just get black. We'll just use what we got. I don't think it looks terrible. I think it looks pretty good. I mean, I've done worse, so yeah, it'll work. Well, I don't have any red paint, so it's gonna stay like that for now, I guess. To do it right, you should do it right, and this is kind of a nice car, so I don't want to just half-ass it too much. Then when he gets it home, he can take the 4 bolts out, go and sand her down and paint it whatever he wants. Yep, I like that idea. Now, with any luck, it should all bolt back together. And bam, just like that. She's locked and loaded, problem solved, easy peasy, quick and simple. I mean, that's a huge step though. That's practically all done. Hell yeah. Ooh, he even went all out and bought himself a new oil pressure gauge here. EQS. Top quality instructions. We don't need no stinking instructions. Ooh. Wonder what these fittings are for. We're back at her again today. It is rainy and 60, so it's perfect weather for doing this. Oh, Model A, she's waiting her turn under the cover. The Valverado, getting her weekly bath. So things are good, things are good. We did get her basically 90-ish% done on the top side. I studied the carb and linkage and blah, blah, wires, blah, 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 wiring, blah, blah, blah. But, you know, this all turned out pretty good. Heater hoses are plumbed in. I put the fittings in for there, you know, temp sensor, oil pressure sensor. Got some things checked off that list. And now it's just gonna be a lot of underneath the car, hard to film, not very much light, cinematic stuff, I guess. I don't know. We're just gonna go with it. But I gotta do the drive shaft, hook the exhaust back up, transmission linkages. I gotta get the gas tank back in. There's really not that much to do under there, I guess. So I should probably just stop avoiding it and get at it. Wade also thought, before we put the drive shaft in, you know, with 400 new horsepower, we should probably change the U-joints out in it. I don't know how I feel about all this planning ahead, but it's his car. I don't know if this has been redone or if they even redo this, but this still had the plastic injection in it. So is that the original U-joint from 1979? I mean, I find it hard to believe, but probably maybe. That one came out like string cheese out of a can. Last time everybody saw me struggle with a U-joint, they all said, why don't you just use your ball joint press? Well, this time I am, because I remembered I have a ball joint press. Got a hell of a blind spot now because I just shined myself in the face. That was stupid. Stupid idiot. Well, now it just moved, so that's perfect. I'm usually more of a hammer and a vise and a press type guy, so this is still kind of foreign to me. Oh, that does not want to move at all. I wonder if there's still more plastic in there. Ignore the fire, everything's fine. Definitely seemed like there was more plastic on that side. We have movement of more, oh geez, it's falling apart here. Come on. Ah! Everything's under control, kind of. Probably not. I got hella blind spots going on now. That smells delightful. Not sure why it just exploded on me. Probably heat and grease and pressure and that. It's fine. Everything's okay. Just scared me a little bit. And by a little, I mean a lot. That's probably warm. Let's not touch that. All right, I think we're off. Soup's easy. I bet that's warm. That was quick and painless. It must be nice to own, say, a 79 Camaro and go to the parts store and tell them you want parts for a 79 Camaro. What a luxury. I have to go to the parts store for a 1954 Bel Air and tell them I want parts for a 2003 Chevy truck. That's awful warm yet. We should let that cool off a little bit, I think. I don't want to burn these new seals right up. Yeah, we should let that cool a little bit. I'm gonna say this so far is working really well. Far less dramatic than I'm used to, but it seems like it's working. Snap goes the clip. God, Simon, why weren't you doing this years ago?
You're delirious, mysterious, because you hide behind a fake exterior. Inferior, you know I'll always be a bit superior. Get off of me, this ain't no humble brag. I want you to hear.
So things aren't going well. What the fuck is going on? In fact, they're kind of really sucking so bad so that I'm surprised the cops haven't been called, thinking there's backyard wrestling going on with the Effenheimers and S-bombs and, well, wrenches going across the garage throwing. It's fighting back pretty hard today. I thought I would be almost starting this thing by the end of the day, but that is definitely not going to happen. I had to take this header off again, which was super awesome because it was a. Now I got to fight to get it back in. Hopefully it'll go okay. Done it once already this week, so what's another time? It's just you know, it's frustrating a guy when you got to redo your work because you forgot something stupid, and then I'm on the creeper and up on top of the engine and underneath the car and on top of the engine and probably, I don't know, 5, 6, 700,000 times. I'm not really sure. And then it works out perfect that the jack stand that's holding the car up in the air for me so I can get my big butt underneath it is right where I need to be working. So that's super helpful too. But other than that, I'd say it's all going pretty good. This hinge is super handy right there. Ow, mother! As I was saying, it's going good. Yep, super good. Having a great time. Nothing I'd rather do right now, today. This probably would go easier if I was a better mechanic. Don't you do it! Stop! Oh my God, this will not go in now. Super awesome that all the heating and cooling stuff is still here. Oh, of course, you'll fall right down there, but you won't come back up. What the f? Now it won't move either direction. How did it just fall straight down and now it's stuck? Won't move. Oh, now I just broke a spark plug. Perfect. Got it. What the fuck is going on? I don't know why I didn't think of that a week ago. What the fuck? It was both. It just had a. I don't understand why it won't come back up. Alright, at least I got it back up. I guess we're just gonna put one bolt in. Well, I got it. Look at the clearance that there is there. If you've never had to deal with one of these before, it's something. But I got it in finally. Now I just gotta get the rest of them in and spend 2 hours tightening them all up. Because, you know, you get about a 1/16 of a turn every time.
A few moments later.
Well, we're having some success. Well, that's a little. He may want to order a new one of those. As I was saying, we're having some success. Give me my rag back. New gas tank is in, so that's a bonus. And as a matter of fact, literally everything under the car that needs to be done, it's done. We are at the point now where we gotta get all this wrapped up, figure out the wiring, because the wiring's not great, but I'm used to shoddy wiring, so that should be no big deal. I still gotta get a spark plug because I screwed that up, and then hit the key and see what happens. Maybe let's start wrapping this top end of the motor up and see if this thing wants to fire here sometime in the next 3 weeks or 4 or 6 months or 2 years. At some point, we just want to see if it's gonna start some point.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. Gonna learn the consequence of being incompetent. Mental health is confidence, dreams and some honestness. I'm not here to save the day, that's for you to take away. I could play a million mind games, but instead I say something not illogical, something that is topical. Rub it on and watch it go, make yourself unstoppable. Dreams are irresponsible, but they're always possible. If you just believe, you could be so remarkable. Thoughts in my head, a collage and they spread. I'll be great one day, going off of my meds. No, I'm not giving up, no, I'm not giving in. I will make it to the top, taking off in the wind. I gotta make it, I'm saving every day to taste it. I'm patient,
we are getting close. Got the battery hooked up. It actually turns over, kind of impressed myself. Wade showed up, so I'm putting him to work. He's gonna fill it with some coolant. I gotta find the breathers for the valve covers because we don't want crap getting in the new motor. This thing's really in the way, but he's almost done putting the fuel pump in that. His oil plug's too big. His plug is so big it won't fit the hole, and I don't think we can stretch that hole. So that'll have to wait. I also should probably put some more transmission fluid in it because that's still probably empty. I only got 4 quarts in the converter, so that definitely needs some. I think I've got all the wiring figured out, but I'm not really sure. It's kind of a wiring mess, but I'm running out of time, so I don't have time to mess with it right now. I want you to know, you should feel special. I'm actually cleaning the funnels off. Oh, he had the face shield. The radiator might be full. I made him go buy himself some gas because that crap's expensive right now. I didn't want to pay for it. So we're gonna dump at least a couple gallons into his new gas can here, new gas tank, and see if she wants to come to life. I have no doubts it will. So I'm gonna disconnect the distributor here, and we're gonna crank it over and get some fuel pumping. Oh, he's worried that I forgot to hook that oil pressure gauge and it's gonna make a mess in his interior. I mean, he's probably right. So I should probably do that. Some people are just so needy. You know your seat bracket's busted here, right?
Yep.
All right, as long as you know.
Caleb did that.
I don't want to get blamed for it.
Yep.
All right, that was what it was. We'll get this all mounted securely right now. That's just, yep, right there. She's secure. Now you can crank this bitch over and let's see what it does. Oh, we got gas coming up. I just wanted to make sure and confirm we were pumping. I don't see any leaks anywhere. Let's see if we can light them fires. Woohoo! Ta-da! We got a leaker. Whoa, smoking. So I got the 710 cap to fit. It just took a little, uh-oh. It's on there, so that's all that really matters. It won't come off. Now we're gonna fire her up again and let her eat a little bit and heat up and make sure everything's good. No leaks. Hopefully I didn't forget any hose clamps on the coolant system. The one with the big hole in the bottom of it. Well, it's finally cooled all the way off. She's cold to the touch again. I had to go through and separate the plug wires because a couple of them are trying to lay on the headers and we don't want that. And then I got to get the linkage situated for this setup because now that he's got Vortec heads, aftermarket intake, it's just the stock stuff just isn't working. Nope, not at all. So I had him pick up another bracket thing. Should bolt right there, and then it comes with all the doohickeys. What in the world? Jesus! I think I'm getting weak at my old age. Wow. This is embarrassing. Okay, there. This feller will mount onto this somehow, and then I should be able to get my throttle cable, the kickdown cable, everything should be able to get hooked up, hopefully. If not, I don't know at this point. I'm just gonna get the throttle cable hooked up because I need this car out of my garage because I gotta get the Belverado in here because that needs some work because that broke down. Never mind, it doesn't matter. That's a whole nother video. Focus, Simon, focus. So this is what we're doing right now. We're gonna get that guy on. So this bracket's gonna work. It's just gonna need some Simon love is all. But it's gonna work. We'll make it work. It's specifically designed for this application. It's even an Edelbrock bracket. So why it doesn't line up perfect? Well, that's just above my pay grade. I don't know. So we're gonna just do what we can to make what we can work. I went and got these splice nuts here, kind of spaced this out a little bit, and then the throttle cable actually works perfect. What doesn't work perfect is the kickdown cable. I can't get it to fit in. I think even if I got it all the way in there, it's too far forward. So I don't know, we're gonna have to figure out something different for that. I don't know what we're gonna do about that yet. I got my zip tie wire spreaders done here. It's a great budget option for wire separators, if you already have zip ties anyways. So, I think we're gonna fire this biatch back up and get some temping into it so I can get the oil changed on it. And then I think I'm about as done with this thing as I'm gonna be. Son of a, I just dropped that cap down there. That's perfect. Just double check. He's gonna hop in and push it with the foot. And we'll just confirm, hold it all the way down. I think we're right there. We'll find out. All right, start it up for me. Put the key in the hole. That's tightened, those are swapped, the wires are zipped. Turn the key, big guy, let's see what to do. You don't need a throttle or nothing, just try to turn the key. Your oil pressure? Yeah, I can tell it. Turn it off. Do you need me to take you for a ride so I can show you how to run this thing, or what?
I know how to work the gas and the spin out, that's all I need.
I tried to explain this to your dad yesterday, but you need to understand this isn't like a high performance new sports car. It's gonna vibrate and rattle, and bolts are gonna come loose. You're gonna have to like keep an eye on it. I tried to convey that to him with his truck. It didn't work.
Yeah. Keep an eye on it. Otherwise you won't have it for very long.
let's tighten that belt up.
Like a cool, nail cut or nail cut.
I don't know how much gas we have, so we're gonna have to take a chance. Oh look, you got adjustable mirrors from the inside the door. What a luxury. Vitals are good. Look, your oil pressure's good. Your temp's staying cool.
Hell yeah.
The steering's feeling better. Brakes feel good. I think there is a fire extinguisher here, just in case. Yep, it's in the back. We just want to get her up to speed and make sure nothing's going to fall apart on us.
Oh yeah, no.
I'd hate for you to call halfway home. Runs good. It's got plenty of pep in its step.
Oh yeah. I can definitely tell the difference.
I don't think we can ask for much more than what we got right now.
It's perfect.
See, it does burn off just fine.
That's good.
Just in case it slips, I don't want it to chip his windshield or anything.
I like it. Hands on project right here.
Alright, let's get the hood on. I did kind of mark the holes. A lot higher?
Yeah.
Down. Down. It's gotta be that hinge.
This is too tight. The filter's too big, he needs a smaller one.
Oh, smaller.
Both yours tight, Grant?
Yeah.
I'm guessing this is too long. Nope. Okay. It's a little warmer now. Hopefully I didn't cut too much off. Because I did the right thing and didn't measure it.
Oh.
Meant to be.
Like a glove.
Now get the hell out of my house.
A few moments later.
He's getting in. This car is out of here. And as soon as it reaches that little curb line right there, he's on his own. I'm done with it. You need a mullet. Can't believe you even got the T-tops off. Pump it a couple times. lights are on.
Those will always be on. They come on with a brake.
That ain't right.
Go.
10 seconds later.
You weren't supposed to come back. We didn't pull in the driveway, so we must be good. Bye-bye. Don't come back.